Allison Cohn made her status FBF to a pic of me as a pipsqueak. Awkward. It got 59 likes and 12 comments. Impressive, Allie. Geico also has a comment on your Flashback Friday. Did you know Geico has been saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years? Bet you didn't even know they made cars back then. And if you think your flashback is awkward, you should see our pic. Hashtag blurry. Hashtag over 75 years of savings.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Got a lot on your to-do list? Now, during Kubota's Power to Do Great Things sales event, get a great deal on an L3301 or 3901 tractor with a live continuous running rear PTO. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years, and great customer instant rebates when you buy a new L3301 or 3901 and 2 implements. Now through September 30th, 2015. Call toll-free 1-888-465-8268 for details about cost and terms. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
Welcome back here to the What's Cooking program, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. Michael Horn along with Paul Stern.
Mike, I got to tell you, one of the strangest things, and you'll certainly recollect it with great clarity, one of the strangest things that happened on this most recent visit to Maui for the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. And if I'm sure everybody listening could certainly imagine, in this day and age, the quote-unquote digital age, when you're so dependent, you wouldn't think you're so dependent on your telephone device, but you use it for just about everything. And for those of you that have been perhaps maybe if you could ever imagine your camera, losing your camera on the second day of let's say, a travel to some exotic land. Well, that's what exactly happened to me. My telephone went on the fritz, and unfortunately, last time I posted the picture.
Hold on a second. You call that thing you have a telephone? The only guy that's got a phone older than yours is Bob Henry, our sergeant at arms. Got one of them brick phones. You got one of the first Androids. There's no back on the back of it. The battery keeps falling out. And you didn't anticipate that you might have some kind of phone problem? People look at that and they go, what's that? They look at it. You took it in to have it serviced while we were there in Hawaii, and the people were telling you they had to have like a disposal charge to get rid of the thing.
Well, my last post to friends and family was read as, arrived in Hawaii,
right,
and then a picture of a Sheraton Black Rock Mai Tai.
And, of course, that's the way you were, though. Paul didn't come out of his room for the next 10 days. Anyway,
and
I hope you get a new phone.
Unbelievable, but as it was.
I'm glad you're going to try to get your phone repaired. That's good. Now, there's some news going on. McDonald's talking about eggs and stuff. We got this other McDonald's news here for you. They're going national with an all-day breakfast. We were talking about this earlier, that they might McDonald's might make the all-day breakfast menu national, and so it's officially going to happen. You're not going to have to wait that long. It's going to happen on October 6th, according to the Wall Street Journal. The biggest thing they say keeping McDonald's from doing it in the past was kitchen space. But it seems they've resolved that, so they now have 2 toasters to separate the buns from the muffins and a means of keeping the raw eggs away from the rest of the food. So the Golden Arch has been testing their all-day breakfast menu in several restaurants at our flagship San Diego, AM 1170 The Answer. They've been trusting it there. So the test either went really well, or McDonald's wants to spark up their sales, or maybe both. So, they've been struggling a little bit to get the consumer's fast food dollar since 2014 marked their worst sales year in a decade. So they even had to close 350 of their stores worldwide in 2015. The current breakfast cutoff time is 10:30 a.m. on weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. And it's pretty upsetting, isn't it, when you pull in there at like 10:31 and the fast food chain is no more breakfast. You got to go just with what you saw, falling down with that was a great movie. If you ever saw the scene inside the McDonald's fast food restaurant. Anyway, they've got over 14,000 restaurants in the United States, all over the world, and they're going to have a lot of breakfast offerings, including the sausage burritos, the hot cakes, the egg McMuffins, the biscuit sandwiches, and that'll be good. You might want to check that out. Now, while I was in Hawaii, I happened to have a side lunch over at the Westin, and I met some people from New Zealand, and I said, what do you do? And the guy said he's retired for 6 years. He had a McDonald's franchise in New Zealand and apparently made a killing. So they may say McDonald's may be off in the States. They are killing it around the world because people just come in. And he says you can do a couple of, they might do a couple of separate items that might be, just something of a national nature for the particular country you're in. But other than that, it's the same menu that you get at most McDonald's. So that's kind of fun. And it should be good for breakfast. Are you a McDonald's breakfast guy?
I have been to McDonald's for breakfast.
Yeah, I was looking around for one today just because I had to make an early airport run after getting in like at midnight, and did not find one. But I'd love the, when you're looking around, you find something good. I like those like the wraps or whatever, the burritos, because there's not a lot of, flour and bread to it. So there you have it. That's the latest from McDonald's, and they got to keep the eggs separate, and there you go. Now, also in New York, there's some talk about salt or something that's going on where they're trying to outlaw salt, I think, and cut down the amount of salt you get when you go out to dinner.
That's a good
They're
idea.
going crazy. I mean, it is like the, if somebody wants salt, just say, I don't want salt, or bring me salt. I don't like them to salt anything. I tell them to bring me sea salt. I salt it myself.
I saw you do that at the dinner at Leilani's, and they actually brought you two different types.
We've had those guys
They
on
were
the air
very
that talked about good salt, but the good salt is sea salt. It's all the minerals and all the stuff you need, not the stuff that you get out of the salt shaker that you buy in the store. You got to get the good natural seal salt. And he made it like blend, didn't he?
He brought you a dark and a light salt. I couldn't believe it.
Delicious.
He really put it back in your face.
And you kind of sprinkle it there on your steak, and you're in good shape. It's good.
Like
now, they're saying it's official now. We're officially into Netflix more than a new study says, than we eat. We're watching more Netflix than we're eating. That's what they're saying right now. They say new data from some research shows consumers are spending more time watching Netflix than participating in other leisurely activities. And so that's what you find right now. They're saying a typical American day in minutes, you spend a lot of time sleeping, you spend time working, you have office, all other leisure activities, and then Netflix is number 4 overall, followed by eating, and then reading, and then personal care, buying things, commuting, other, child care, and out to religious activities, and that's it. So there you have your listing of what's going on there. We'll have more news for you as we continue. Are you a big Netflix fan?
I've never used not a single once.
Never once. I have it, I think, on my iPad, but there's too much to watch on television.
Very confusing. Seems very confusing to me.
Yeah, but if you archive, you watch it off TV. But Netflix is good, I suppose. For some, I'd rather spend more time eating. Please bring Mr. Horn a hamburger and turn off the Netflix. That's what I would like to see. We continue straight ahead here on CRN, the Culinary Radio Network, the What's Cooking Show. Michael Horn, Paul Stern.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back here to the What's Cooking program, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. Michael Horn with Paul Stern. That Netflix survey where they talk about all the things you want to do, apparently they're saying that we're on Netflix more than we read and have sex. So it's interesting. Two of the things that we spend more time on than Netflix activities don't have much control over. That's sleeping and working. So apparently people are really enjoying their Netflix. Now, you're on the road. We were on the road, too. And, sometimes you see people launder their clothes, in the sink or whatever and hanging out to dry or whatever. Maybe you're in college and you can't get to the laundromat or whatever. Maybe you left your clothes in the washing machine too long and ended up with a batch of stinky laundry. Have no fear. There's a new way, they're saying, to get rid of your smelly clothes and your cheap vodka. It's a life-changing trick that involves spraying vodka onto your clothes, and it removes any stench that may have been caught on those clothes. Vodka apparently kills bacteria and dries odorless when it evaporates, so does the stink. So the only things needed are a spray bottle that can be purchased at a convenience stores and vodka. And they say you dilute the solution 1 to 3 with vodka and water in the bottle. 1 part vodka, 3 parts water in the spray bottle. They say you can use it on most fabrics, but they say not necessarily on dark or light colors or on leather. Alcohol is a solvent, and it could potentially discolor fabrics and harm fabrics. So check this out first before you take my word for it. I don't want to destroy your fine clothing. But the tip, they say, is effective for daily work clothes, smelly sneakers, smaller gym items. It's not going to take away the heavy grime of gym sweat, but, that's going to take a good thorough washing. Now, also, the drought is going on in California, some other parts of the country, too. And earlier this year, it was discovered that the major Starbucks water brand, Ethos Water, ETHOS, was taking its water from California's already drained water supply. California's been suffering through a massive drought and asked the supplier, Sugar Pine Spring Water, to knock it off. So knock it off they did, and Starbucks promised to switch suppliers. So Sugar Pine allegedly continued to take water from the state. It was revealed that 99 Sugar Pine tanker trucks were caught through surveillance footage taking water from pipes that connect to the Tuolumne River in the watershed area and the Don Pedro water reservoir. The two sources of water are relied upon heavily by San Franciscans and local farmers. So California issued a cease and desist announcement towards Sugar Pine, and I don't know if what's happening with this now. So maybe you don't want to get Sugar Pine water. It's probably delicious if it's good California water. California's drought was declared an emergency 19 months ago. Sugar Pine was asked to stop filling their bottles with the state's water. They did not. Now, with a combination of non-existent rain and record high temperatures, and it's been hot in California, California is in desperate need of fresh water. So they're saying if Sugar Pine doesn't cooperate, the Water Resources Board will begin to issue fines. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't bring you the water back. The Division of Water Rights feels that Sugar Pine should get $224,875 in fines for ignoring the original request last year. We'll keep you posted on that. I've never heard of Sugar Pine water. Have you?
No. Don't you drink some kind of special water?
Yeah, I like to get the alkaline water. There's a great alkaline water that they have in Hawaii. It's naturally alkaline. That was good. But I like to buy the alkaline water, sort of this thing that cleanses everything and balances out the body.
It's not the Sugar Pine.
No, it's not sugar pine. Not sugar pine water. It's not. That's taken from the Tuolumne River. I've seen that before, the reservoir. I don't know if I want to drink water out of there, but that's a whole other story for another show. That is our show. Thanks so much for joining us. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, live 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 11 a.m. Eastern, replayed throughout the day on many cable systems and radio stations through the country. If you miss anything, want to check the archives, go to our website at crntalk.com/what's cooking. crntalk.com/what's cooking. You can download our app to your phone. It's very simple. Just from your smartphone, not Paul's because his is broken, you dial pound 250 and hit send. When they ask you for the keyword, say CRN Talk. For our producer, Courtney Kadar, for Paul Stern, I'm Michael Horn saying thanks for listening. Have a great day and eat well, everybody.
Which is most appropriate because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.CRN Talk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. A rally against President Obama's nuclear deal drew thousands of people plus 2 presidential candidates to Capitol Hill today. Republican presidential hopeful Donald Trump says the deal is a disaster for the U.S.
Never, ever, ever in my life have I seen any transaction so incompetently negotiated as our deal with Iran.
Senator Ted Cruz says the deal would give enemies of the United States billions of dollars.
We're now talking about giving the Ayatollah Khamenei, a theocratic, homicidal maniac who hates America every bit as much as bin Laden did, giving him $100 billion.
In spite of the rally, it appears President Obama has enough votes in the Senate to stave off debate about the Iranian nuclear deal. The California Assembly has approved legislation that would allow terminally ill people to legally end their lives. But Randy Thomason of Save California explains why this is a bad bill.
This bill, even though the supporters of it say it's about choice, it does not assure choice. It does not prevent abuse.
The measure now goes to the state Senate. Governor Jerry Brown has not said whether he will sign the bill. European Union Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker unveiled a list of new proposals to help Europe confront its biggest refugee crisis since World War II.
The first of all the matters, before other considerations, is a matter of humanity and human dignity. And for Europe, it's also a matter for historical fairness.
He called on the 22 member states of the EU to accept another 120,000 refugees who are fleeing countries like war-torn Syria. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 239 points, the Nasdaq dropped 55, the S&P lower by 27. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Honey, I'm really worried about our retirement funds.
Oh, me too. We lost so much value in the recession in the stock market. I'm worried we won't have enough to retire.
Jim next door told me that he had set up a new kind of IRA with the gold-silver group. He said how simple and safe it was. It's a private storage IRA, and we could have real gold and silver in our hands.
Really? You mean we can actually see it and touch it?
Absolutely. Jim said we could have all the benefits of an IRA to help build our retirement income. Bottom line, we would own a real tangible asset, and we would have the security security of knowing we're protected no matter what the economy does. What do you think?
I think we need to find out how to get our own private storage IRA. We need to call the Gold Silver Group right now.
Are you ready to protect your future? Call 800-296-7609 now to find out how easy and safe it is to set up a private storage IRA with Gold Silver Group and find out how you can qualify for up to $700 in free silver. All transactions are privately delivered and fully insured. Please call us now. 800-296-7609. 800-296-7609.
The number of available jobs jumped sharply in July to the highest level in 15 years. But PNC Bank chief economist Stuart Hoffman says that wage increases continue to lag, even with the increasing number of job openings.
Average wages are up around 2.25%. I don't know if 3.5 to 4 is quote normal. We haven't been there in a very long time, but certainly something closer to 3% might be more typical for workers' wages.
Hoffman says that the jobs picture is better than it was, but still not where it should be.
There's still a lot of people working part-time who would like to work full-time, so they'd like more hours. And certainly there are people who'd like to see bigger wages than they're getting. We're not there yet.
The stumble in China's economy may cause employers to take a cautious approach towards actually placing people in open positions. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. The first congressional hearings into federal funding for Planned Parenthood following the release of a series of controversial videos led to partisan bickering.
Wisconsin's James Sensenbrenner asking Yale law professor Priscilla Smith why Planned Parenthood deserves federal dollars.
Let's be clear that Planned Parenthood is not getting any federal funding for abortions.
Money is fungible, Ms. Smith.
New York Democrat Gerald Nadler going after the Republican majority.
The goal here is clear, to smear Planned Parenthood. Senator Joseph McCarthy would be proud of this committee today.
Pro-life members of Congress are threatening to block a federal spending bill this fall unless funding for Planned Parenthood is eliminated.
Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines reporting. Unable to get his way with Congress, President Obama is reaching back to his roots as a community organizer to promote his idea for free community college. The president took the idea to an audience at Macomb Community College in Michigan. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is Larry Elder with an Elder Minute on Obama, Alaska, and climate change right after this.
Listen to the Larry Elder Radio Show. Just dial pound 250, and when prompted, say CRN Talk. The CRN app will be text message to your phone. Call pound 250 and say CRN Talk.
President Obama recently visited Alaska to look at ice glaciers because he considers Alaska a leading indicator, giving us a heads up on the alleged threat of climate change. Oh, for crying out loud, the climate is always changing. As to the 97% consensus, here's the deal. 97% of sample scientists say that yes, the climate is changing, warmer by 1 degree or so Fahrenheit over the last 100 years, and that man has something to do with it. That's where the consensus ends. As to how serious this is, to what degree man is a factor, the extent to which there are positive consequences to a warmer planet, and most important, what to do about it, there is no consensus. I'm Larry Elder, and this has been an Elder Minute.
You can listen to Larry Elder every weekday at 9 p.m. in Los Angeles, right here on 870 AM The Answer. And follow Larry nationally at noon Pacific time each day at crntalk.com. That's crntalk.com. And listen to Larry's new 24-hour listen line. It's 605-477-4646. Get the show anytime you want it, 605-477-4646. That's 605-477-4646. Check out Larry at elderstatement.com. Welcome to the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. The big show is here. The sports extravaganza each and every week. We do the show live Wednesdays. It replays throughout the weekend, and you get the thoughts, the mindset of the one and only Sultan of Safeties, 2 safeties in one game, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thanks so very much, and I think
I'm Michael Horn.
The correct
I just thought I'd throw my name in there.
The correct greeting is mahalo.
Mahalo is that what I should say? I was gone in Hawaii, and so mahalo.
They say mahalo for everything.
Yeah, they say mahalo.
How much is that mahalo?
Mahalo,
It means thank you. Aloha is hello. I should say aloha.
I lost my key to my room.
Mahalo.
You know, I had a friend. You know, a friend of mine and I. He's really hilarious. You know, wherever you go, you know, over the years we've traveled all over the place, and we used to have fun no matter where we would go. Like once I was over on a business trip to France.
Yes.
And on the airplane, we're cruising over Germany, someplace, you know, the new Islam.
The new Islam.
We're cruising over Germany, and I said, I've got it written down here, an estimate on this notepad of how many mercies I'm going to use the first day.
So you had your mindset of doing that.
I set a goal that I would merci 400 times.
How'd you do?
It was like 500.
500 times?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And nobody paid attention to me.
A merci here, a merci there.
It was like
there,
he said,
merci here, merci
merci. Every time someone looked at me, I said merci. And every time someone said anything to me, I said merci.
Did it get tiring after a while? No. It was mercy.
It got so preposterous that we just started, we just went with it. So.
I'm going to do that next trip to Hawaii. I'm going to say mahalo to everybody.
Just say mahalo.
Mahalo.
Shaka bra. Mahalo.
Shaka. Tomas, mahalo. Yeah. Thank you. See, look at it worked here. Right
yeah,
now.
He looks Hawaiian.
Yeah, he does. He's got the.
Yeah.
It was very warm in Hawaii, as it's warm all over the country. I mean, there's a heat wave in California that's been going on this past week, and it's the last month they've had this. There's no trade winds whatsoever. You just go out there. You just kind of sizzle. You try and bring in one of those Dodger fans that you get at the game, that squirt water at you and blow something. Oh, yeah. That's what you bring with you to Hawaii.
Yeah, and the water mystifies before it gets out of the gun.
It's gone. It's just dripping. You think there's a rain.
But you went and you had, tell us what you did over there.
Well, there was the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival was kicking off, and so we did our show, the What's Cooking show that we do here at CRN, live 5 days in a row from Kaanapali Beach, on the island of Maui from the state of Hawaii, and we were at the Sheraton Maui Resort and Spa. It was quite nice.
Lots
of
good
food.
Were you inside or outside?
We broadcast outside. And so we had our room was inside where we had the air conditioner cranked down nice and low. Outside, we wore Hawaiian shirts and things and did, kind of those timeless sort of quick change uniform kind of things if you have to do that, just to kind of.
Well, how many hours a day did you
worked a couple hours a day putting the thing together.
And the rest of the time you did?
And the rest of the time we were researching.
You were at the bar? Were you at the bar?
Yes.
Researching wine?
Mai Tais. There's a lot of food to go through. Water sports.
And in my text to you, I asked how much time you spent with your Speedo.
I had the Speedo on at all times.
Yeah, inside.
I lost it once when we did a parasail, and I don't know where that thing went. But all I know is I went up.
It cleared the beach. I understand it cleared the beach.
There was some poor guy walking in a daze with something on his head. I don't know. I think the poor guy hasn't recovered. He was shipped to the hospital.
No, it was the Jewish convention. It was a yarmulke that slipped.
That's exactly what it was. So a good time. You were watching everything. That's very good.
Yeah.
Plus, I jumped off Black Rock a few times. Nah. Let me continue straight ahead here on the PM Show Weekend Edition with Fred Dreyer on CRN.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, and they'll walk you through our streamlined process. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show. We call him Sultan because he had 2 safeties in one game. The Sultan of safeties. That record's going to stand for a long, long time. 2 safeties in one game. The All-Pro defensive end, played for the Rams, played for the Giants, and of course had the incredible acting career. Everything from Hunter to the new Agent X series that's going to be coming up here next month. Am
November,
I right?
I believe.
Is it November? Starts on TNT?
That's when TNT airs.
And you
it.
play a good guy in this show this time, right?
Yes.
In Crisis last year, you were an evil, kind of a crazy
I was a bad
burnout.
guy.
You were a burnout from the CIA.
And then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I was a lunatic that got shot in the head.
Now, will you be back on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Not unless they find a new head. Unless they figure out some way.
Here, it would be good. But I don't think it works
now,
anymore.
listen, folks, I just want to take this moment in time to thank a couple of people.
Let's go to
here.
the mailbag. Let's go to the Fred Dreyer mailbag.
We've got a couple of people here. Matt Plummer from Concord, North Carolina. David Wright from upstate New York. He's the same name as the third baseman for the Mets. He's a Mets fan.
He's probably a Giants fan. You were signed by the Giants.
Yes, that's correct.
The New York Football Giants.
Yes, I don't know how that correlates, but you're
come on,
right.
He probably loves you for that.
Randall Anderson and Judy Cutrera.
Oh, Judy.
And those folks have been so kind to take the time to send me a note, handwritten note, a text, a tweet, and I sure appreciate it. I hope this mailbag gets fatter and fatter.
You're on Twitter all the time. You tweet all the time. You and I tweet a lot of times back and forth. Sometimes we retweet our stuff.
Before we get into this, Victor Rojas and Mike Moreno, 2 players that decided to jump on an official during a game in San Antonio. Before we get into that story, I think for the most part, what was I going to say?
You were going to talk about Victor. Oh no, you're going to come up with.
I just had my note and it just disappeared.
Before you get into Victor Rojas, you were talking about the people, the fans sending you notes and tweeting. We were talking about tweeting and Twitter and the things that you've been commenting on and talking about.
Yeah, I'll figure that out later on. But here's what I want to talk about.
Yes, there you go.
I want to get right to it. Texas high school players allege referee an incident used racial slurs. That's why they hammered him.
Okay, so what's the story now? These were officials from San Antonio in the school district, right?
Yeah, Robert Watts is the referee.
Okay.
And Victor Rojas and Mike Moreno were players, for John Jay High School. They were playing Marble Falls High School right out of San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
And what happens is that apparently Mac Breed, an assistant coach, told the kids, this official needs to pay for cheating us, and that's a quote here.
So the coach thought he was cheated, and he told his students, these kids, that this guy needs to pay.
He needs to pay for it.
Yeah.
And so in the next play, these 2 jackasses sucker punched this official.
Wow.
They ran into him, blindsided him from the back, knocked him down, and then the other player came in and speared him.
Wow.
And it's a big deal. And everybody's talking about it, being a teaching moment. I say put the little suckers in jail.
Yeah, you don't fool around. You kind of got that Trump attitude about you. It's like
I have my father's attitude about which is biblical in a sense.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have my dad's
attitude. I don't care what these guys allegedly said. Supposedly he said he called him a racial slur, and
that's why they ran into him.
Yeah, and Robert Watts, referee, just said that's absolutely untrue.
Yeah.
And so we'll find out if it's true or not. But it doesn't make any difference if he did.
It's high school, for God's
sake. Doesn't make any difference
if
he did.
High school.
Yeah, you don't do that.
College, for
you
God's
don't do
sake.
that. And so we hope that the political correctness is kept out of the decision making of what's going on here, and that Victor Rojas and Mike Moreno are brought to task on this. And if they have to, they said here in the article that they may suspend them. Really.
Yeah, I say.
Gee, don't be too harsh.
Probably juvenile hall would be the place to go here, right? That's where they would go. Kids.
Well,
high schoolers,
16, 17.
Yeah, there you go.
Who knows? But anyway,
I mean, this is all out of control. Everybody's shooting at police officers. People are just going nuts here these days.
Yeah. Well, there it is.
And now it's into high school sports. Crazy. You got to teach your kids. You got to go out there and you got to say, look, it's play hard. You want to win, but for God's sakes, there's something called sportsmanship. which everybody talks about when they say, well, they're, when you get to grade school, there are really no winners, there's no losers, they're all good sports. That's a bunch of BS. There's a winner, there's a loser. I believe in that totally in sports, but you got to have sportsmanship. You don't go, it's because the guy does. There's a lot of stupid calls in baseball, for God's sake. You see some of these baseball calls they have with these neighborhood double plays and all this stuff.
Did you see that Dodger game?
Yeah, tell everybody about it. That happened about a week back here. What's the deal? The guy missed the base or something?
No,
he actually touched the base.
No, he didn't.
He actually touched the base, right?
Yeah. You had a double play ball. It was fielded by the shortstop.
Yeah.
Underhanded to Shea Sutley on the bag.
Yep.
His foot was sitting next to
the bag.
Touching the bag.
Yes. And that's his style. I noticed in a game here later in the week when the Dodgers were playing the Angels, Vin Scully brought out replay and says, watch how he does the double play. And Utley didn't get the throw back to first base on time. Yeah. But he doesn't step on the base. He hits the side of the base. Yeah, so he's touching the side of the bag.
Touching the bag.
Yeah.
All right. And then he finished the throw to first to complete the double play. And they said the guy at second base was not out because the second baseman, Utley in this case, was not on the bag, and he says, well, first of all, I was on the bag, and second of all, it's the well understood and accepted rule of they call the neighborhood play.
Yeah, well, I don't believe in the neighborhood play.
Well, listen, do you know why it's installed?
Well, yeah, it's for injuries. I don't care. It's baseball. Touch the damn bag.
He was touching the bag. First of all, and there's many. This is good now that you bring this up.
That's right.
I'm glad you did.
This is a pet peeve of mine. I hate the neighborhood double play.
Here's the pet peeve.
Yeah.
The Players Association and the Union for Second Baseman and Shortstops,
yes,
along with Major League Baseball, agreed with the rule that a rule to help keep down injuries.
And I think that's a bunch of BS. I think it's a bunch of wimpies.
That's fine.
You play baseball, touch the bag.
You have the same. You have exactly the same feeling as the official who called this play wrong.
Well, but he touched it on the side of the base. He did have his foot on the side of the bag.
But that doesn't make any difference.
I've seen him call the neighborhood where the guy's nowhere near the bag, and they call him on. They used
nowhere near it. They're 5 yards off.
Exactly. I don't like that neighborhood crap. That's crap.
Okay. I don't like that either.
Yes.
Make an effort. Get close.
The base.
Get close to the bag.
Get rid of the neighborhood. Touch the bag.
Yeah,
touch it.
But the rule is the rule. If you don't like the rule, get rid of it. Yeah. I don't like the rule.
Another wimpy union rule.
I don't like the rule.
Good. So let's get rid of it.
I don't like the rule. However, that's the rule you have.
Can't plow into the catcher.
Look at a stop sign down here on a side street near
plow
the freeway.
Into that. You should be able to slide into home.
I don't think that stop sign should be there.
Exactly. And I don't like that no sliding in the home base and all that kind of
crap. If you want to block the base,
you can block it. Yes. That's what the game's about,
Come on.
The guy's a blocker. You
think
twice about
there's another rule that we have to look at.
Yeah, exactly. You and I are in agreement on this stuff.
Not now, but we'll look at it later on.
Okay, we will.
We'll look at it at lunch. We'll go to lunch and we'll look at that rule.
Dinner after the show tonight. I think they're open at. I think they got tilapia tonight at Bob's Big Boy.
Oh yeah, that's.
I think so. I think we should head down there.
Fine.
There might be some salmon, a couple of salmon steaks.
Yeah,
but
I went past there on the way to work the other day,
great.
And I saw the truck that delivers the fish.
You did not see the truck. Get out of here.
You do not want to go in there.
You don't want that. You want to have the good salmon. It's delicious. You experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right. For you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right. In Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
PM show, weekend edition on sports. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show here. This show is done Wednesdays live at 4 o'clock and then replays throughout the weekend with a recap of the week in sports. The star of our show, the Sultan of Safeties, the all-pro defensive end, the football legend, the acting legend, Hunter Crisis, Agent X coming out. The Donald Trump of sports, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so very much. You know, we're just welcome back to our show, folks.
You
always.
Tell it like it is. You don't hold anything back. You're the Donald Trump of sports.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
You don't care. You will have somebody on the show. You'll do an interview with somebody, and if they're not forthcoming and talking about gossip or something, you don't want them on the show anymore. You want guys that'll talk about what's going on.
I want to ask a question, and I want someone to answer.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Would you have Trump on here, Trump?
Yeah, I would.
You could Trump.
I'm gonna get Tommy on here.
Tommy Lasorda would be great to get on.
Playoff baseball.
Yeah,
nobody's more pithy than
Tommy will tell you. He'll get you
during the playoff situation.
I'll tell you who else is a good interview, and it's the former Dodger general manager Fred Clare has an uncanny knowledge of baseball. I think because he was a writer before he was a general manager, and he'll sit there and watch a TV, and he'll tell you exactly what stuff the pitcher's got. He's like a coach almost. He knows what all the stuff the guy's got, and I like a guy like that. They can explain it to me so I can just sit there and drink beer and eat a hot dog.
He was home watching TV when they traded Mike Piazza.
Well, he got blindsided on that whole deal.
That's what I said.
Yeah. They didn't tell the general manager about it. How rude is that?
By the way, the money that people pay me to do stuff is way beyond $5,000.
Is it really?
Yeah. So
you get paid big bucks?
Yeah. So when you say
we're talking for 3 weeks.
Yeah. But when you say to somebody, well, I'll get Freddie Moore, give him $5,000. Don't.
So what is your speaking engagement going up to now?
It all depends what it is. It all depends on where I have to go and what the whole thing is about. Like if I have to perform on screen, if I have to
of
do
course,
a movie,
I'm talking.
sure, we have to get paid.
But I'm talking about if you're out at an appearance or something like that, where you just kind of stand up.
In Covina, like in West Covina off the freeway there.
Yeah, what's your Covina rate?
Well, if I can pop in and pick up $2,500,
for Covina,
to wish
all right,
people
Glendora.
well.
What if you go out
to wish people well?
What if you're out in Glendora?
That's $5,000.
That's $5,000. How about San Fernando?
San Fernando?
Yeah, San Fernando.
East or west?
Both combined. Put them together.
Well,
the
further east I go, the higher the money.
So east goes up, the money goes
yes.
up.
But if I go west, it flattens out
Sun
right around
Valley, California.
Right around 5,000.
What if you do an appearance in Sun Valley, California?
Sun Valley?
Sun Valley.
Where's that?
That's right below Sunland and right by Burbank. Right by the Burbank.
Isn't that where this... Wait a minute. Isn't that where this station is?
No, we're in the Sunland area.
You're in the Sunland.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're in like the Burbank area, what would you do there? Burbank's a nice community.
That's $5,000.
$5,000. All right.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.